It's Saturday night in Manhattan right now, and if you needed to escape here in a crisis, it would be a crisis unto itself. Half the city is drunk, the other half is high. If you wanted to escape here right now, you couldn't. You'd end up dead.
What's up, my preppers? Bugging out of a city is difficult, but it's not impossible. I'm going to talk about the 5 urban bug out essentials that you need to know if you hope to escape a city in a crisis. One thing this video will not cover is how to build a bug out bag. It assumes you've already done that. If you haven't, there are plenty of resources available online. I suggest you get started there. Maybe at some future date, I'll do a video on an urban bug out bag, but until then, let's focus on the principles. Urban preppers face a lot of verbal abuse in prepping communities. Some people don't think they're real preppers because they live in the city. Cities offer a lot of culture, a lot of entertainment, and a lot of jobs. And for some people, their family are here.
The pastoral dream of a secluded cabin in the woods, far from the chaos of the city, is a popular image in prepper circles. Consequently, those who choose to prepare for emergencies while residing within city limits, urban preppers, are sometimes met with ridicule. Instead of ridiculing based on location, the prepping community would do well to share knowledge, experience, and strategies to foster collective readiness.
Look at this scene out here. Look at how far you would have to travel if chaos struck. Where would you even go? What would you do? How would you get there? How do you even contemplate these things? Build a bug out plan. It all starts there. If you fail to plan to fail.
If you have a plan in advance, you can act decisively and avoid the chaos.
I've grabbed footage for this video over time. You'll notice that I've got clips from different cities, different travels. And while every bug out plan should be unique to that city, there are principles to urban bug out that can be applied to every city. Cities have limited resources and are highly dependent on infrastructure. With a good bug out plan, you can bug out before supplies run out.
Things like food. Well, if you're going to step before the food runs out, probably good because you don't want to be here when the food runs out.
Look, population density matters. How many people per square mile? In New York City is a massive 29,000 people per square mile. Imagine what a bug out situation like that would look like. Here in Manhattan, it's 1.6 million people in 23 square miles. That's about 70,000 people per square mile. Imagine that in a crisis. Everyone heading for the streets, heading for the subways, chaos. Take Atlanta, for example. It's a major metropolitan city, but it has a smaller population density, only 1,400 people per square mile. Compare that to Los Angeles, which is 5,400 people per square mile. That population density is going to make a massive difference in how you plan your bug out routes. Having a bug out plan will boost your confidence, ensure you don't panic, and that you exit level-headed.
Civil unrest.
Protests can escalate to riots, leading to looting, vandalism, and violence. Having a bug out plan ensures that you have mapped out the quickest, safest route away from danger.
If you know anything about your own language, okay, you know you put words together, they become connectors. So that's why his name would be Dawadah, Ra being the 6th letter in the Hebrew. Come on.
Restricted mobility.
When chaos strikes a city, all avenues of escape become congested as all people try to escape at the same time. Your traditional method of commute will become clogged and dangerous. Having a bug out plan assures that you have identified methods of transportation and egress.
Identifying multiple bug out locations creates options, and options are good. If you can't go west, maybe you can go east. If you can't go north, maybe you can go south. Expect the unexpected. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C. If you have a safe haven identified and you have a bug out plan, then you can account for the supplies needed to get there. That could be a relative's house or something in the countryside. You need to identify multiple bug out vehicles. Note that I said identify and not own, because owning multiple bug out vehicles is not necessarily prudent or possible in a city. But if you know how to access them, that could save your life. The sheer number of people inside a city means roads will become congested very quickly, resources will be depleted, and people will freak out.
The reliance on motor vehicles and public transportation in urban settings becomes a serious liability when crisis strikes. You need to have a plan ready for when everyone else is packing their vehicles and heading to the streets, quickly engulfed in traffic jams.
Fuel scarcity.
There will not be enough fuel available for everyone trying to top off their gas tanks as they exit the city. Having transportation options available to you that do not require gasoline can improve the odds of your being able to escape. Also check my YouTube video on how to store gas so that you can have some ready for the long haul.
Versatility.
Alternate means of transportation does not have to rule out carrying bug-out gear.
Redundancy and backup.
Travel to cities in other countries and you'll see how predominant bicycles are. They allow people to move quickly through the city, faster than walking and often faster than vehicles. See this group of people in Oaxaca City all on their bikes. I have an entire video on surviving a zombie apocalypse in Oaxaca City that you should obviously check out.
It's all going to be total zombie mayhem. Everyone running for their lives. Physical health.
Maintaining good physical health is a key aspect of proper personal preparedness. If part of your bug-out plan relies on walking, running, or biking in a bug-out and you practice that bug-out, you can stay in better health.
Environmental considerations.
In situations where air quality might be compromised, like in the case of fires or certain chemical disasters, enclosed vehicles or even bicycles with particulate masks might be preferred to ensure you're not inhaling harmful substances.
You probably want to avoid the subway.
The other, less discussed mode of transportation that is probably an option for most city slickers is a boat, canoe, kayak, or motorboat. Throughout history, civilizations flourished around waterways, and for that reason, many cities are built around waterways. They can provide a quick means of escape when everyone else is looking to the subways, streets, or sidewalks. See my video on the kayak bug-out gear if you're interested.
You know how to navigate your city because you're not going to be able to rely on Uber, the subway, or the GPS on your phone.
Navigating through a bustling city is challenging enough on a typical day, but during a crisis, especially when modern communication tools like cell phones are rendered useless, it becomes an art and a critical survival skill. Urban preppers must recognize the significance of old-school navigation skills and tools in ensuring safe movement during such emergencies.
Do you know the side streets and alternate routes?
Knowing secondary roads, alleyways, and shortcuts provides flexibility in movement and can be the difference between being stuck in a perilous situation and escaping to safety.
Avoid the danger zones.
I had to cut the background music on Fremont Street because it's copywritten music, but it's an example of a place you want to avoid in a crisis.
Use landmarks as guideposts.
While not the Empire State Building or the Flatiron Building, if you see the naked cowboy, you know you're in Times Square.
Alternate routes.
If shit hits the fan in Las Vegas, everyone's going to hit Las Vegas Boulevard to get out. If you know the side streets, you can escape the chaos faster. But don't limit yourself just to streets. Think creatively. Sometimes the fastest route might be down a river or even through a building.
Compass skills.
A compass works in a city. Use one to make sure you're going in the direction you want to go.
Scout your routes in advance.
By scouting routes in advance and different times of the day, you'll know which route to take to get to your destination the fastest.
No time estimates. Know roughly how long it should take you to walk or run from point A to point B.
If you know how fast you walk or run, you can estimate the distance traveled. Hey look, there's my SHOT Show buddy, Angry Prepper.
Watch the choppers.
Helicopters are being used to aid in the response to a crisis. Observe their flight pattern. They will either be heading toward the disaster to render aid or returning from it with the injured or evacuated. You can probably figure out which.
You knew it was only a matter of time before we got there? Gray Man.
The Gray Man principle is one that most preppers have heard of, and it's an essential strategy, but it's particularly important for urban preppers. A person wearing tactical gear or openly carrying supplies during a crisis will draw attention. I've been guilty of not employing the Gray Man principle myself. In fact, I made a TikTok video on my experience at SHOT Show in Vegas when, carrying my 511 olive drab laptop bag, hotel security insisted on searching it every day. It was just a nuisance then, but in an urban bug-out scenario when your life could be literally on the line, blending in could save your life.
So don't be like me. Don't wear tactical gear out and about if you're bugging out. Camo works great in Southeast Asia, not so much in an urban setting. Look at the people around you and act like them. If people are freaking out, don't act overly confident. You don't need to act like a victim though either. Me neither. Be the gray. That's a wrap for this video, my friends. Subscribe, comment, share, like, all that shit. Catch you in the next video.